both. The Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency destroys 120 tons of seized drugs. On the foreign scene, China begins major Taiwan military drills after Pelosi visit.
This is Freedom Global News.
Good evening, you listen to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Today's the 4th of August 2022, which is equivalent to the 6th of Muharram 1444 after Hijri. And now the news in full. The Minister of Agriculture, Muhammad Abubakar, today said in spite of the protracted security challenge in the country, food production has not dropped. Speaking during the weekly ministerial briefing at the State House in Abuja, he acknowledged that the insurgency inhibiting farmers from accessing their farms, particularly in the northwest, northeast, and north central, is a concern for the federal government. He, however, maintained that food production continues at an appreciable level for most parts of the country. The minister further revealed that 3.6 million direct and indirect jobs have been created through $1.1 billion in externally funded agriculture projects and are being implemented by the present administration. According to him, $538 million was approved by the African Development Bank for special zones to support inclusive and sustainable agricultural development in Nigeria. That's been said by Kano, Katsina, Kogi, Kwara, Kebbi, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Plateau, and Sokoto states. While the banking reports that Nigeria is not on track to end food hunger by 2025, he cited Nigeria's food production insufficiency, which has placed the country as number one in Africa and fourth in the world in rice production. And it is evidence that President Muhammadu Buhari is living up to his promise to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty within a decade. So 25% to the nation's gross domestic product and looks towards an upscale of 26 to 27% in 2022. The APC today unveiled governors along of Plateau State and chairman of the Northern Governors Forum as the director general of the party's presidential campaign. ABC National Chairman Hauwa Adamu announced this while speaking with newsmen at the in Abuja. National Chairman led the presidential candidate Bola Tinubu
inshallah. Other members include Shamsia Ibrahim Kazaure as treasurer, Elizabeth Lamido as secretary, and Rukaya Umar as member. Aisha Muhammad Eleman, Freedom Radio.
And on the sporting arena, President of the Nigeria Olympic Committee, Habu Gumel, and the coordinator of Team Nigeria athletes to the ongoing Commonwealth Games in Birmingham, Yusuf Ali, have commended the conduct of the country's athletes at the Games. Mamatan Uba has details of this and other sports updates.
Abu Gumel said after about 1 week into the competition, he was elated that there has been no incidents of any sort in the camp of Team Nigeria. Yusuf Ali also added that the Minister of Youth and Sport Development, Sunday Dari, went around the camp of all the 9 sport disciplines to ensure all athletes were doing great. In another update, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will take on Cristiano Ronaldo-led Portugal in an international friendly in September. This was revealed today by the Nigeria Football Federation Secretary General Mohammed Sunusi. According to Sunusi, the game is expected to hold in September as the NFL want to take advantage of the FIFA window following the postponement of the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers till March next year. Similarly, former Super Eagles player and new Chelsea signing Kalidou Koulibaly have faulted Napoli president Aurelio De Laurentiis over his plans to stop signing African players unless they agree to not take part in the Africa Cup of Nations. Eagles defender Taribo West, who played in the Serie A for Milan giant AC and Inter, said that is not a good idea at all. Senegal defender Koulibaly, now at the Premier League side Chelsea, also expressed his disappointment. Meanwhile, Kano Pillars Football Club thrashed Dampara United Football Club by 5-0 in round of 32 match they played in this year's ITO Federation Cup competition yesterday at Ahmed Bello Stadium, Kaduna. In his post-match conference, the chief coach of Pillars, Ibrahim A. Musa, thanked God for the victory and commended the players for their commitment and charged them to sustain the tempo and won the cup for the government and good people of Kano State. With this development, Kano Pillars has moved to round 16 of the competition and now they are going to meet DMD Football Club of Maiduguri on Sunday. And on tennis, Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has approved the sum of 15 million naira as scholarship award to 12-year-old table tennis wonder kid, Sizu Ize Aziza. The beneficiary represented Kogi State at the 2021 Nigeria Table Tennis Federation National Championship held in Lagos. Confirming the report, Chief Press Secretary to the State Governor, Mohammed Onogo, noted that the approval which will be released into the beneficiary's account to cater for her education from secondary school up until university was in fulfillment of the governor's promise to the fatherless tennis lad. Muhammad Sanoba, Freedom Radio.
The Global News is coming to you from Freedom Radio 99.5 FM. You can send your comments, opinions, and watch us live on Freedom Radio Nigeria on Facebook.com. You can get the link to the page on our website, freedomradionig.com.
Mata, yaya dai?
Sabuwar wayar Samsung Galaxy A73 nake son saya.
Samsung sun shirya garabasar musamman ga kowa da kowa a wannan watan. Za a samu raguwar naira 25,000 a farashin wayar Galaxy A73 da kike matukar so. Kuma za a iya samun ragin a farashin wayoyin A53, A33, A23, A13, A03 da A03 Core. Me kike nema ne?
Takalmi na mana, na nufi shagon Samsung mafi kusa. Kar a banni a baya.
A hanzarta maza a je a samu wayar a amintattun shagunan Samsung mafi kusa. Ku ci moriyar garabasar Samsung Promo. Gasar na gudana ne daga 4 zuwa 31 na watan Yuli na 2022. A hanzarta kan hajojin su kare.
Welcome back. You're still listening to Freedom Global News on 99.5 FM. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency have destroyed about 120 tons of seized drugs in the Badagry area of Lagos State. Then DLEA Chairman and Chief Executive Brigadier General Buba Marwa disclosed this today during a press briefing in Lagos, stating that the drugs those seized in the Lagos zone within the last 2 years. The seizure consists of bags of cannabis, also called Indian hemp, cartons of tramadol, cough syrups laced with codeine, cocaine, and heroin, amongst other illicit items. Meanwhile, operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission today stormed WAPA at Fagi local government area, housing most Bureau de Change operators in Kano State. Reports say that on arrival of the anti-graft operatives at the foreign exchange parallel market, most of the operators ran for cover as some closed their shops with the fear of arrest. The FCC operatives were reportedly said to be investigating claims that some individuals are mopping up and hoarding foreign currency, thereby causing a scarcity that is driving up the value of the dollar. And on business, Muhammad Abba Abdullahi has updates.
The Kano State Executive Council has approved 377.3 million naira as 2017 to 2020 outstanding counterpart funds for the Leventis Foundation and Kano State Agricultural Training School, PANDA. The State Commissioner for Information, Muhammad Garba, stated this yesterday after a weekly meeting held at the Council Chamber of Kano State Government. Garba noted that the school, which was established in 1988, has so far trained and graduated over 2,700 youth in crops, livestock, and fisheries value chains across the state. He said the program of the school is in line with the agricultural transformation program of the state policy of trust in agriculture. Meanwhile, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved the procurement of utility vehicles, security gadgets, and accessories to support security agencies operating within the FCT at the sum of 1.835 billion naira. The Minister of the FCT, Muhammad Bello, stated this after the FEC meeting, saying that 60 utility vehicles with communication gadgets will be bought at that moment and delivered within 2 months. The minister noted that the council approved the supply of various security gadgets and accessories to support security agencies in the nation's capital at a total sum of 847.1 million naira. Muhammad Abba Abdullahi, Freedom Radio.
And on the foreign scene, China fired multiple missiles towards waters near northeastern and southeastern Taiwan today. The island's defense ministry said if Beijing makes good on its promise that Taipei will pay a price for hosting United States House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Amina Mukhtar reports.
The Chinese military's Eastern Theater Command said in a statement that multiple missiles had been fired into a sea of the eastern part of Taiwan. It said all the missiles hit their targets accurately. China's statement said the entire live fire training mission has been successfully completed and the relevant air and sea area control is now lifted earlier. The Eastern Theater Command said it had conducted long-range live fire training in the Taiwan Strait. State broadcaster CCTV reported, as part of planned military exercises around the island, Taiwan reported Chinese long-range rockets had fallen near its island of Matsu, Wakyu, and Dongyin, which are in the Taiwan Strait, but located closer to the mainland than the main island of Taiwan. It later said a total of 11 Dongfeng missiles were fired to the waters north, south, and east of the island between today. Chinese state media said that exercises to stimulate an air and sea blockade around Taiwan had started Wednesday but offered little solid evidence to back up the claim. Amina Mukhtar, Freedom Radio.
And with this, we've come to the end of today's Global News. On behalf of the entire production team, I am Hauwa Adamu Kiyawa. Have a wonderful evening.